So in this example, I'm going to show you some basic animation in Blender. So I'm going to select everything, delete, and I'm going to go number keypad 1, number keypad 5, and that puts me in front orthographic. If you don't have a wide keyboard or a different different keyboard, different setup, etc., don't forget you can go to the menus here. So we've got a view, and here's viewpoint, and you can see here you go number keypad 1 and number keypad, well, all the others as well are here, as you can see, a line view, navigation, and so on. I'm going to add a camera, Shift A and camera. And again, we can go to add here, and they're listed here. And I'm going to rotate in Z, RZ90. And I've gone the wrong way around, so I'll press escape, RZ minus 90. There you go. Enter or return. And if I scroll around, you can see the triangle here is the top of the camera. So that's pointing up, as it were. So I'll go number keypad 1. I'm going to zoom out, control, and I'm stroking my mouse. I've got an Apple Magic Mouse. I'll do G, move it up there. There you go. And what I'm going to add another one, Shift A, Mesh Cube, SX, and S, not Y, S, hold on, SZ, there you go, there you go, and a bit smaller, SX. I'm going to do G, just move it up. Now I have a free add-on which allows me to press V and it just drops it. There you go, see, it's called Drop It, you can see it there. You can go Googling and find it. And if you like it, if you go to the edit menu and preferences, you won't have this, but if I type in Drop It, here you go. And there it is, 1.2. It's by Andreas Alst, and you can go Google and find it. It's a free plugin, and its only job is when you have something above, press V, it drops it. And I want it not so deep, so SY, there you go, GY, and I'm going to go to top view, and I'm going to do Shift D, which is duplicate, Shift D. So I'm going to have a few of these around. And if I go to number keypad 0, this is my camera view. This is my camera view. So number keypad 3, go, number keypad 1, there you go. So I'm going to animate the camera. Not going to do much, it's just going to run from left to right and then sort of go back again. I'm going to do a loop. But for that, I need a new window. So I'm going to go to the corner. When you go to a corner in Blender and you get the little cross, this means create a new pane, a new window. And I'm going to go to the top left, click on the drop down, and I need the timeline, and also we'll look at the dope sheet in a second, but timeline is what I want, and I'll make this a little shorter. Now, let's do a quick save actually, and I will call this, where am I? Let's go to my desktop, and I'll call this simple animation. And what do I need to do? I need to animate the camera. I've selected the camera, so double tap A, deselect, right mouse click, select. And to animate is quite straightforward. I can press I, well, so my mouse is over this window, press I, and I just want to do a location and see the keyframes come up. And the little dot here will do an auto keying. So I'll click on that. And what that means is now if I move my timeline along, let's say to 60 frames, then I do GX and move this, say, to here, there's my next set of diamonds of keyframes. Also notice start and end from 1 to 250. I want to finish at 60. There you go. This is my area. I'm at frame 60. Look in the top left. It says in brackets 60. So I'm going to zoom in a bit, which is, there you go, Control, and I'm just swiping left and right on my mouse. Or you can press the home key and that will sort of zoom in, as it were. And I'm just going to press spacebar, or you can click on this button here, which is play, but I'll just do spacebar. And there's the animation. Now I'll save that. I'll stop that first, save it, number keypad 0. Oh, now watch what happened. My mouse was on this window, so the shortcut didn't behave as expected. So let's move that back. Move the mouse over here. The shortcuts in Blender depend upon where your mouse is. So number keypad 0, which means go to camera view, spacebar. And what I have now is in effect a simple animation like along a road or something else like that. So I'll do a stop, 7, number keypad 7. My little life belt, the 3D cursor, is still in the center. And if your 3D cursor is somewhere else, do Shift C, and that will center your view as you saw and gives us our 3D cursor in the center. I'll do Shift A and let's make it plane SX. This is going to be like our road. Let's move this out of the way. GX, number keypad 7 again. And I'm going to give it a quick color, but let's go up here. I'm going to change the viewport shading to material preview. None of these have any materials. My plane is selected, and I'm going to go here to the materials, add a new one, and all I'm going to do is name it road and give it a base color, whatever it may be. And these I can do the same, and I'll call this pillar and give this a different color. And I've already done the pillar, so I can just select it from the drop down, select the pillar, select it on the drop down. There you go. Save. And I'm on 15, as you can see, and the diamonds have disappeared. The diamonds have disappeared because I've selected a different object. And if I right mouse click on the camera, you see they come back. Number keypad 0, and let's now do spacebar. There you go. And that's just a very, very simple little animation. It goes through. And if I wanted to, I could bring in a plane, an image as a plane somewhere here, like a background image. And I have an HDRI on this. So if I click on my viewport shading and go to rendered, wait a few seconds, and I need to be in perspective. So you see this flashing color. It's trying to bring in and show me the image, and it's failing. So I need to be not in orthographic, but perspective. So number keypad 5, there you go. And this happens to be my HDRI. I'll do number keypad 0 and spacebar. And there you go. And for the HDRI, of course, I could have chosen some road scene or something else like that. And this is a very, very simple animation. If you want to get fancy, as I said, we could increase the objects in the scene. So I could put streets here, you know, like just as an image. I don't have to do anything else. Just as an image there, an image there, image there. I could make this wider. I could have road pattern on here. And if you look at the diamonds, let's make this a bit taller. It tells me, you see, it's on a camera. Here are the transformations. I'm only changing some of them. So these others I could delete or ignore, which I'm not fussed about. I can click, right mouse click. I can right mouse drag here. G, move them if I want, which I'm not going to. Double tap A, you know, so the standard shortcuts work as well. And for future reference, if you want to play around to be even fancier, or you know, to get in more detail, you can click here and go to the dope sheet, and so you get some more information, and you can even go into actions, etc. Or you can go to the graph editor, and the graph editor shows you the actual speed as a graph. You see, as I highlight all of these, and I can hide the things that I don't touch depending on what I want to play around with. And here is the X location. This is the one that's changing. And if I bring this up, so we are in the graph editor, zooming out. I'm control scrolling on my mouse, left and right, up and down. This, and I'm going to press spacebar, this is the speed. The speed starts off slow, speeds up, ends up slow. You can change all this, and I won't bother in this example, but all of these are Bezier curves, right mouse drag for me, and I can drag it around. So if I change that, look what happens when I see it even goes back a little bit because this curve goes below the line here, you see. And if you notice, it's sort of like a slow start, and I'll go to number keypad 0 and so on and so forth, and I'll do a spacebar. And that's how you do just a very basic, simple animation.